Hello, everyone. This is Divine Due Diligence coming on here doing my due diligence of giving you time, experience, and acknowledgement. I just wanted to come on here to give you some more acknowledgement of being a single parent and what it takes and the obstacles that we face as being a single parent. There are three questions that I want to confront today, and it goes off of this. Many mothers and fathers who sacrifice, stayed present, pay the bills, attended schools, events, comfort their children during crisis, and put their children's needs ahead of their own, eventually risk or even acts. Why does my child seems to prefer the other parent who wasn't there? Why am I the one being rejected when I was the one who stayed? Why do they seem to forget everything I did? I know I'm not only the only person that have ever thought this, so this is why we're going to confront these three questions. First, this happens more often than many people realize. Family therapists, quote unquote, frequently observe situations where the active parent becomes the safe parent. The absent parent becomes the ideal parent. The child may unconsciously hold the active parent responsible for the rules, discipline, and reality, where romanticizing the parent who was less involved. This doesn't mean the child loves the active parent less. It often means that the active parent becomes the secure foundation from which the child feels safe enough to express anger. Why children sometimes pursue the less involved parent? Number one, the missing piece effect. Humans naturally seek answers to what is missing. What did you say, Divine? Humans naturally seek answers to what is missing. A child may think, why didn't dad stay? Or mom, why wasn't mom around? Or dad, would things be different if they loved me more? The absent parent becomes a mystery. The active parent is already known. The unknown often becomes emotional powerful. What did you say, Divine? The unknown often becomes emotionally powerful. Biblical principle states this. In Jesus' parables of the lost sheep, the sheep seeks the one that is missing. The shepherd. In Jesus' parable of the lost sheep, the shepherd seeks the one that is missing. The shepherd seeks the one that is missing. The principle reveals something about human nature. We are often drawn towards what we feel is lost. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and lost one of them. Luke 15:4, children may spread years trying or spend years trying to recover the emotional missing sheep in their lives. Fantasy versus reality, which is 2. The active parent lives in reality. Reality includes discipline, bedtimes, consequences, homework, corrections. The less involved parent may appear as only doing enjoyable moments. Examples, gifts, vacations, special outsides or outings, entertainment. The child compares them. Parent A, daily responsibility versus parent B, occasional excitement. This comparison is unfair, but it's common. What did you say, Divine? This comparison is unfair, but it's very common. Take 3. Children often blame the safe parent. Psychologists, quote unquote, frequently observe that children expresses their strong emotions towards the parent that trust most. That they trust most. A child subconsciously believes you're not going anywhere. Therefore, and that's a big one, therefore, anger gets directed at you. Frustrations gets directed at you. Disappointments get directed at you. Ironically, this can happen because they feel safe with you. It's nothing more, nothing less. They feel safe enough to express everything on you. Biblical principle for this. The story of the prodigal son illustrates this dynamic. The younger son demands his inheritance and left. Who did he leave? The father who had provided everything. Not because the father was bad, because the father was safe. The father remained faithful despite rejection. You see this in Luke chapter 15, 11 through 12. Take 4. The child is seeking validation. Sometimes the child subconsciously believes if I can get mom's/dad's attention, or if I can get dad/mom finally choose me, then a deeper wound will heal. This can continue into adulthood. The child isn't chasing the absent parent because they deserve it. No. The child is chasing healing. Remember, if you have one half and then if you have another half, what does it make? Whole. But if you only have half of what makes the whole, then you're still trying to become what? Whole. This is what your child may or may not be chasing. It's according to your dynamic. And most of all, when you are a single parent, this is what is going on. Unfortunately, sometimes absent parent never provides. Take 5, buying love. This is extremely common. I did it. A less involved parent may compensate with gifts, money, electronics, car, vacation, fewer rules. The child naturally enjoys these things, but gifts and presents are not the same. Scripture, better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. That's Proverbs chapter 16 and 8. Character ultimately outweighs material gifts. What some children stop communicating, this can happen for many reasons. Young adult independency. Many children pull away between the ages of 18 through 25, 25 through 30. They are forming identity at this time. Sometimes parents interpret normal independence as rejection. And for me, I know I was one of these parents. Unresolved hurt. The child may carry wounds they never express. Example, divorce pain, loyal conflicts, childhood confusion. The child may not even fully understand their feelings at that given time, or if any, at any point of time. Influence from others, outside influences, can be powerful when it comes down to a child absorbing. New partners, a step parent or a partner may subtly influence perspectives. Some outside people that comes into the family that we as parents involve ourselves with have their own opinions. The outside opinions don't know what's going on, but they inflict these opinions to try to get their point across. But if they would come to a present time of understanding what things happened prior, which they don't even know unless both parents, not just one, is able to explain, or the child can give their expression on their point of view, then they will get the enlightenment of how to give their perception on any type of matter when it comes down to other people's children. But most of the time, you have these other outside forces, people projecting with their thoughts and their ideas or what they mean or their concepts on that parent that they don't even know. But at the end of the day, we must stay focused as the parent that has always been there, know what's going on, know what their child is dealing with, the situations that have came in and played a part of these aspects and hold up expectations when it comes down to what we want for our children to develop on a better basics when it comes down to have absent parents in their lives. So extended family, you got grandparents and relatives may tell one side of the story, just what I said, just like the outside forces. These are all outside forces. These are not people that have been in that predicament to even know. They're most of the time getting the one side of what a parent or what a child may think. And it's not even really that. And that even matter. In that matter or even in that situation. And then you got their friends, which is peers, often shape opinions about parents. When a child goes and tells their peer, they're not thinking that the child parent is a good parent after the child has stated how they felt about the parent. It doesn't work like that. Most of the time when you're feeding off how you feel, it's not coming across very pretty, but it's coming across. So however the person that the child or the other parent is giving off or they perceiving that thing, this is how a person form their opinions, their thoughts of the other person that they don't even know. Why good parents sometimes get forgotten. The painful truth about this matter, consistency often becomes invisible. What did you say, divine? Consistently or consistency often becomes invisible. Children often remember big events, emotional moments, and crises. They frequently overlook thousands of ordinary sacrifices. What did you say, divine? They frequently overlook thousands of ordinary sacrifices. Examples: working overtime to make sure they're cared for, to make sure they have everything that they need, and provide some of the wants and desires. Cooking meals, you're slaving over a stove, or going out getting meals when you don't feel like cooking, so you even spending time after work, or preparing meals, taking time out your schedule, knowing that you need to sleep, rest, or money out your pocket where you know needs to go on a bill. Driving to appointments, making sure that their health in every area and every aspect is taken care of, but that's not being looked at. Paying bills, working hard, then making sure the money that you work hard for, making sure that they have lights, a roof over top of their head, a vehicle to be able to drive in, gas in the tank, you name it, paying bills. Staying awake during illnesses, holding them, taking to the doctors, making sure they get that medicine, comforting. This becomes those normal things that becomes normal. They feel that it is an obligation because that is what parenthood should be about. The biblical example for this, Jesus healed 10 leprosies. Only one returned to say thank you. Were not all 10 cleansed? Were they not cleansed? Were they not cleaned of leprosy? They had leprosy, but only 1 out of 10? You mean 9 was that ungrateful to say thank you? That's like holding a door open for somebody. You standing there because you know somebody is getting ready to come in the door, but you holding the door, they walk right on in and don't even say, thank you for holding the door for me, ma'am or sir. It's the same. But at the end of the day, were the other 9 not healed? Luke 17:7. Humans being often receiving blessings without recognizing them fully. So they receive the blessings, but some people just don't think they're blessings. They think that that's an obligation or something that you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, we must have a bigger mindset that and actually tell our children, this is, even though you're my child, at a certain age, I don't have to. When you come to the realization of understanding what you can and cannot do, or at the age of 16, you can go out and get a job and start doing for yourself, take some of the load off of me. There are aspects that you need to make sure that your children understand that, look, yes, I brought you in this world, but I did not bring you in this world by myself. Yes, I'm taking care of you by myself, but there is somebody else that's liable to help me too. So please don't make it that I am obligated to this thing by myself. Have some type of decency and courtesy and know that I have a heart. I have a mind to make sure that I want the best for you, the best well-being for you. So at the end of the day, be thankful, not just to me, but the God in me. What makes things hard for the active parent? The resentment, though. The resentment. The active parent may begin thinking, after everything I did, this is what you want to do? This is how you feel about me? This is what you want to say about me when I have given my all to what you? They don't appreciate me. Why don't you appreciate what I did? I gave time. I gave love. I gave finances. These things needs to be expressed, but the child should be willing to understand as well. Why bother anymore? And that was mostly my thoughts of this matter. Why bother when you really don't want to deal with me after all that I put into you? You want some person that has not been there the whole time. But I had to learn they want to be whole. Just like I wanted to be whole, they want to be whole. And however that may come, we have to be okay with that. Not looking at it as, you're going against me. You're going against me. You know I was the only parent. You know I was the only one that, you know this and that. Yeah, you know. But your children want the same aspects as you want as an adult. So stop looking at everything as being held against you. That was something that I had to recognize. And I had to be comfortable and okay with, okay, they want to know. Let them know. Even though you don't want them to feel hurt, you don't want them to feel pain, you don't want them to feel like they are obligated to subject themselves to what they get ready to get themselves into, but you know they don't. But they want to find out. So however they want to find out, you got to be okay with it. These feelings are understandable, but resentment can damage future reconciliations. This is one thing that I had to have in my mindset. No matter what my children choose to do, I want to always still be open and available if they need me at any given point of time. And this is some things that we as single parents has to face no matter how we look at the other parent. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's not about you. It's about them children that you and that other parent made. If you want the best for your children, you got to not just sacrifice for them. You got to sacrifice what you think and how you feel and what you may think. Keeping score shouldn't be. Parents naturally remember the sacrifices. Oh, yes, we do. Children rarely see the full cost. About right. Healthy relationships require loving without consistently calculating the return. Scripture says this: love keeps no record of wrong. 1 Corinthians 13:5. This doesn't mean ignore the hurt. It means refusing to let bitterness become your identity. How do you put these things in check? Continue to be consistent. No matter what, continue to be consistent. Children often understand sacrifices later than parents expect. That's the truth. It's not on your time. It's on their time with the assistance of God. And no matter when they get it, just know they're going to get it. Many adults don't fully appreciate their parents until this: marriage, parenthood, financial responsibility. They finally see what their parent carry. Avoiding competing. When parents compete, nobody wins. Nobody. Children become divided. And this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to divide your children and say, you better like me, or you better like them. Which one is it? What? Don't try to outbuy, outgift, or outmanipulate the other parent. It's no point to you. Speak well of the other parent. This is what I had a hard time doing in the beginning. Because all I seen was with the bad. All I seen was what happened to me. It wasn't even about the children. It was about what was projected on me, what this person did to me, how they did it, where they did it, what I got from it, what happened to me. It's not about none of that. What happened between you and that parent is between you and that parent. Them children don't have nothing to do with that. It's all about collaborating and raising your children in the proper manner, where you see that they have a life now and after you. Because you're not going to always be here to say yes, no, or maybe. You are not going to always be here to lend out a helping hand. But everything that you installed and you taught and you know to be true, that's what you should be leaving your children to understand. Not that you are a person that want to manipulate how they feel against another parent of what you think about them. Make it make sense. Even when it is difficult, children usually notice integrity over time. So you don't have to say a word. The other parent is going to show themselves to be who and exactly who they are. You don't got to say anything. Let them see for themselves. This is one thing that I had to realize, come to the realization that parent was going to show my children that God loved me, the true them, how they really, truly are. Leave room for growth. The relationship you have with your child at 16 may look very different at 26. I know it to be true. Many estranged relationship heals years later. One of the most powerful biblical pictures. Consider the father in the prodigal son story. His son left, rejected him, wasted his inheritance, broke his heart. Yet the father remained loving, available, patient, and hopeful. When the son returned, the father did not say, after all I done for you. This is what comes out of a parent mouth, especially when they still holding animosity about how the child dealt with them in any given situation. Instead, he welcomed him. This does not mean parents shouldn't tolerate or should tolerate abuse or unhealthy boundaries. It means faithful love remains available without becoming controlling. My final thoughts on this. Children who appear to prefer the absent parent after or are often not rejecting the present parent as much as they are searching for answers, healing, identity, and validation. The active parent carries the burden of reality, responsibility, and consistency. The less involved parent may temporarily benefit from mystery, idealism, gifts, or fewer expectations. In many cases, time becomes a powerful teacher. What did you say, Divine? Time. Remember, time, experience, and acknowledgement. Time becomes a powerful teacher. As children mature, many become to recognize who attended the games, stayed through the illnesses, paid the bills, answered the late night calls, and remain present. Sometimes that realization comes later than a parent hopes, but it comes because truth has a way of revealing itself over time. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That's Galatians chapter 6, verses 9. This is Divine Due Diligence saying peace, love, and namaste.